Dietrich and Shark Racing are at odds over sprint car wing flexing, and I was pulled into it with a photo I took of the 1A. We'll wade into the situation today and talk through what isn't an easy problem to solve. Let's go. It's Wednesday, April 30th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Doing a show like this every day always keeps you on your toes. 1 minute, it's a normal Tuesday, and the next, you're suddenly in the middle of a sprint car wing controversy between two Central Pennsylvania teams. Just to get you up to speed if you missed any of it from yesterday, obviously, Ashton Torgerson, a Sunday winner at BAPS in the Shark Racing 1A. It was a victory that most of us didn't see coming. Yesterday evening, though, Danny Dietrich, who is never one to shy away from controversy and drama, floated a theory online as to why Torgerson was fast suddenly on Sunday. He used a couple of photos showing the top wing of the 1A, and one of those was a photo I took. Both photos seem to illustrate some measure of flexing of that top wing centerfoil, and the theory would be that the flexing then allows for more downforce. Dietrich saying, quote, "That's one way to make the new kid on the block look fast." The flexing wing also supposedly a reason why Torgerson didn't do a wing dance in victory lane. In response, Jacob Allen posted a photo of Dietrich's wing with the caption, "Call the cops, Danny Dietrich cheating." He also posted a photo of himself holding his baby, but with Dietrich's face photoshopped on it. Again, rarely a dull moment around here. This morning, Dietrich went live on Facebook to dive deeper into his thoughts and explain the situation further. Most rulebooks, including the Word of Outlaws, set that centerfoil thickness at a maximum of 9 inches, and Dietrich said he thinks it's possible they're running a 9-inch thick centerfoil, but with supports inside for a 7-inch foil. That would then allow that outer aluminum sheathing to flex down at speed with the pressure from the air on it. Obviously, none of this has been proven or really examined by officials, but that's what he thinks. The centerfoils have inner supports that run both parallel to the side panels and perpendicular, and it is possible for them to be manipulated. Looking at the Outlaw rulebook at dirtcar.com/rules, there's a sizable section for wing rules, but nothing about the inner structure of that foil is mentioned, nor any sort of verbiage about flexing. There's also not a mandate for the thickness of that aluminum sheathing. With all of that out of the way, you are now basically up to speed on what's gone down the last 24 hours. Now, the photo of mine that Dietrich shared wasn't from this past weekend with Torgerson in the car. It wasn't even from 2025. That shot was captured at Golden Isles early in 2024. So that photo specifically isn't evidence for Torgerson, although it is maybe potentially evidence for wing flexing of the 1A. It does seem to show that wing, obviously, with some bulges in it, but I also have another photo from that same night that doesn't show flexing in the wing at all. If you're watching this, you are looking at two photos. These photos were taken 39 minutes apart. And looking at other shots of the 1A, you'll find some that look super damning and others that just look normal. The entire internet, obviously, as you can imagine, has been pouring through images and videos and trying to see for themselves. And the same can be said of a bunch of other race cars also. So are Shark and other teams messing with those wings? Is the 1A using a damaged or old wing? Those are certainly not answers I have. I'm also in no position to render a judgment about the legality of any of this. It does seem clear, though, that teching is a problem around the sport. And that's not just sprint cars, it's late models, it's street stocks, it's wherever. It's not something easy to solve. When guys aren't busted, it becomes a problem. When teams are busted, it's also a problem. We've seen plenty of examples of both cases. Teching race cars is a constant cat and mouse game. There isn't enough manpower, and nobody across the landscape of any sport on this planet is immune from criticism for officiating. Take this wing flexing thing just as an example. As a hypothetical, let's say the inner structure of the 1A wing is legal, but they have found somehow a gray area that allows for that flexing, maybe with that sheathing. So what do officials do? It's something that can only be spotted at speed, and photos and videos aren't enough to measure those tolerances. And Dietrich himself talked this morning about how every wing flexes at least a little bit at speed. This exact situation is a problem facing Formula One at this moment. Teams are using carbon fiber tricks to get wings to flex and open at speed. And the millions of dollars behind F1 are still trying to figure this out. They have tolerances in place for how much wings can flex from a static position, and they're running high-speed cameras to try and watch wing flexing at speed, but still they found no perfect solution. So if F1 is having a hard time policing this, you can see how difficult of a problem this would be for a local track or even a regional or national dirt racing series. In this specific case, I don't blame Shark for what they maybe are or aren't doing. That car races everywhere and is yet to be found as illegal. And with what's gone on recently, I'm sure they're not loving this attention. But I don't blame Dietrich either. If he thinks this is some sort of injustice, making a public stink about it is definitely one tactic for getting there to be change. And he's got the voice and the platform to garner the attention, as we've seen in the last 24 hours. I think like a lot of you though, I'm just going to pull up a chair with a bowl of popcorn and just watch how all of this plays out. Before we move on, if you'd like to watch The Daily Show ad-free, you can now do that over at patreon.com/DIRTRACKR. That's a perk of one of the premium membership options available. On the DIRTRACKR Patreon, I'm posting all of the daily shows, both normal and ad-free, plus other bonus content, images, whatever I feel like. So check that out if you are so inclined. There's also a members-only chat section there, and you can join the Patreon for free, but premium members do get access to those other added benefits. If you want to join, hit up patreon.com/DIRTRACKR. You can also support the show on YouTube with a channel membership that gets you some added perks for just a few bucks a month. Click the join button at youtube.com/DIRTRACKR for more information on how to sign up. Tonight at Texarkana 67 Speedway, the Kubota High Limit Sprint cars are back to racing after a month off since their last event. This break was really only supposed to be, I think, about 3 weeks, but the series lost multiple events to weather issues after the West Coast swing. The midweek championship opens tonight, and then they've got stops at Texas Motor Speedway's Dirt Track Thursday and Saturday. As a quick reset, Brad Sweet leads the championship by 47 points over Tyler Courtney with 6 races complete. Sweet and Aaron Reitzel with 2 wins each on the year so far. Corey Day and Kyle Larson have the other 2 wins. Reitzel, Brent Marks, and Rico Abreu are the rest of the top 5 in the standings. The series released a pre-entry list yesterday with what I think is 28 cars, if I added up correctly. High Limit regulars, several regional guys on that list, and then other names expected to race include Kyle Larson. Ty Gibbs is going to be back in that Chad Boat-owned sprint car. Sam Haverteep Jr. is racing. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he actually ran last week with the 360 in at the Talladega Short Track, and Ryan Timms on the list as well. This track has hosted the ASCS National Tour in the past, but I don't believe it's really held a big-time 410 event, even though they've tried. And unfortunately, weather is in the area today. The track posted earlier that the series is set to make a decision about tonight's racing at noon. So hopefully things clear out and they're able to race, but make sure you pay attention to websites and social media if you're planning on either attending this race or watching on Flow Racing. Things do look solid for the shows at Texas coming up, though. Make sure we'll knock on wood on that one. There will be significant shifting in the high limit standings coming up as guys like Tanner Holmes and Caleb Montgomery, Austin McCarl, those guys are all in the top 10 right now, but they're going to fall out as they are not expected to continue racing with the series. Guys needing some good runs coming up include Cy Lynch, Brenham Crouch, Dazen Pursley, Danny Sams. All of those guys are outside the top 10. And Spencer Baston really needs to start turning this thing around in the Myers 14. But we'll cover high limit. If they somehow race tonight, we will certainly cover that on the show tomorrow. We'll also talk about the weekend ahead on tomorrow's show. We're going to shut it down right there for today. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.